Well, we're doing it today. Got 8 sheets, 3/4 plywood. Fern strips for behind the drip lip. Fascia board. And the long 2x4s we're going to use to build the eave overhang. And we're putting up the bracing in there now before I put the plywood on. I got to get this bracing in here, straighten these up, stiffen them up, get everything plumb. You can see we got this side all done. So I'm going to show you how I've been doing them. We measure both ends and see what the best number is. And I toenail both sides of this into that. This board's got a nice bow in it in the wrong way, so we're going to pull it over with the brace. Pre-drill these. Get that baby just up there. It's almost sticking out. We took measurements on both ends, and there's a nice bow here. So every now and then I use this clamp. I got a pencil mark on both sides. I know that's flush and square with the board. I'll run them all the way in until get all 3 of them going. I think your view on the screen is good. Then I want to lean over and check that line there, see? Get right on that, baby. And that's another one done. So before I measure, I know what these are on this end already. Before I measure, I just sort of eyeball, see how bad it is. This one looks pretty good. So this one's got a little bow in it, but we'll get to that next. Yep, right at 14. A little less than a half. Yeah, 7/16. So we don't want to push it out too much more. So we'll go with 7/16 instead of 14.5. The other end was 14.5. Like you can see there, when I'm working over my head like that, it's hard for the camera to work when you're working down here too. You got to be able to see both of my views. Nice and sunny out today. That's cool. It was about 50 degrees this morning. So another thing I got done since you guys saw me filming last was I got that 1x2 off of the edge of the decking and the drip lip. So I was, very carefully. That's the only place I really got bad tore up on the shingles. But that last row of shingles is going to get replaced with new shingles as it laces into this new decking. And I'll have some flashing that I got to get up under there too. But I got that off all the way around, ready to receive the plywood. Nice and snug, eh? So I sort of can't see my line. And that's a little too much. Takes two hands to handle a whopper. There we go. Right on it. So that's how it goes. One screw at a time. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 go. Now once we get this decked in, I am going to put a vinyl vented soffit about 1 foot wide in this area and over here. So another thing, since I filmed last, you see that's the same slope as the existing roof. That's where the valley's going to be. The end of the valley, and that string right there represents the center of the valley. So these are just up there temporarily, these 2x4s. They'll be sitting on top of the decking, because I'm going to run the decking all the way across to make it look concentric, or not concentric, but to make it look the same all the way across, with some deadwood on the wall here. That'll be the top, the same as the top of that, and that deadwood piece will only be from about there over to here. And I got to do that last because I want the decking to butt up there and to go in enough to where I get past this edge and I do my blocking for the soffit. So the blocking will work into that same level as the decking is here. And then the 2x4s will get installed on top of the decking, and I'll have to shave them off a little bit to account for that extra 3/4 of an inch. And then another piece of decking will sit on top of them to create this valley from that point there. So the tricky part is going to be this little opening here. I like to carry the soffit straight on down and get rid of that little box. And then the other soffit will be up underneath that old roof deck, and the end of it will stop out here at this point where because this soffit's not going to be vented, just that soffit against the house and up to here. So I got a vinyl soffit on the other side of the house that's vented all the way across, and then I got some in the front that's vented, you can see there. So I need to have it back here in this one corner, but I'm not going to have it across the front of the screened in room. That's just going to be a 2x4 frame, box frame coming out, probably 24-inch centers with the fascia board on it and the 1x2 and the drip lip. And then I don't know if I'll leave it open or if I'll put some 1/4 inch plywood over it. I don't know. See what it looks like when we get that far. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little shot of what I'm doing today. I got a side job tomorrow, so I won't be able to do any filming in the place where I'm working at. But we're getting some stuff done today though. Get all that blocking in ready for this plywood to go on in. And we're moving along. Well, still one screw at a time, so we're going to move along at my pace. Some days I just take off because I don't feel like working on it, but we'll get her done. Thanks for watching. Okay, looks like we're ready. Good morning, YouTubers. Just seeing if my camera's so I'll make sure it's not going to shut off on me. Whatever clip state was seemed to have been telling it to turn off too soon. So I got the first deck up there and a few nails in it, butted up into the old deck of the house. Came out real good. I did have to shave off the top of that double 2x8 from there all the way down to about there because it was set a little bit too high compared to everything else. So that is shaved off and everything looked plumb with the level and the strings. So I'm able just to slide these pieces out, lay them on there at an angle, flip them up. I got me a little piece up here to stand on. And I got the side I want facing down, the better of the two sides. Very carefully drag this baby up here without falling through. I'm gonna get it close. Get it close, like another inch or two up. So you see all these pieces here. Because this has to scoot up underneath them shingles, And then later on we'll have some flashing and tar paper. So I'm using these like little wedges. To get that shingle and tar paper, and here's the flashing for the gutter on that way. Get all that stuff up above this edge here. That should give me the clearance I need. Get that up to the other deck. Then I'll smack it with the hammer. With the big sledgehammer. There. Okay. Now, make that where it'll butt up against this one. Before I smack it, let's see. If I can just slide it up in there. Well, that went up in there that time. That side. Feels like it's up in there all the way on that side, but I'm too far away from that one. So how can I cheat that over here? moved a little bit. It's tight, which I knew it was going to be, but we got to get it over more. Close that gap up. I ain't no way to hit this. There we go. Now she's moving. See if this will make it go straight. We're tight there. We got a little gap there. It feels like it was up all the way when I hit it. So we got to go downstairs and look at it. I can't see. So we're definitely up against the old deck there all the way down. That's a good thing. And notice that old deck wasn't quite plumb or square, because see the gap there on this old deck board? And then where the boards butt together, there's a little 1/4 inch offset. But I don't want to try to mess with that. Make sure, looking at the monitor here, that you guys can see what I'm working with, hands and all. So really got that butted in there pretty good. Let's put a few nails in it. These are 8-penny galvanized nails. See, with it 8-foot sheets of plywood. Of course, over there's going to be some more decking on top of those boards after I get this decking down. Those are just laying in there, so I'm going to pull them out once I go down that far. And later on, we'll shave them off a little bit for the thickness of this and put them in and put a piece of decking up to this valley here. And I'm going to leave that soffit open so later on I can put vinyl soffit in there. The vinyl soffit, allow that to be vented good. Now I'm going to come back once again. All this decking on, I'm going to come back and put a nail every 6 inches. Just to let the sheeting be the hold down. Give it some hurricane rating too. I think it's right there. Felt like it. We'll do one over here. Yeah, it's gonna be fun lacing this flashing and tar paper and everything in there up underneath that lip. So this is a little long here, which is okay because we can rip it off and put that 1x2 and the fascia and the drip lip on there later on. The main thing is to get this deck up, and maybe we'll get some tar paper on it today, I don't know. So I might have a pipe wrench to get that out of the way, but I think our next sheet will go right there. I'll show you how we get that up. This is 3/4 inch. For some reason it stopped filming. It's still got 50% battery, so. But I was saying this is 3/4 inch plywood. That old decking is 3/4 inch in the old roof. So 3/4 inch plywood is pretty hefty for one man. Set that down there. So this side's got the printing on it, most of the printing on it. So I'm going to want that to face up to the shingles. We'll let this side face down. Oh, lovely. We'll have to fight that later on. Hopefully it'll be on the board. You want to line that up with the 2 sawhorses. Let it down. Now I screwed this 2x4 on here to act as a stop. and walk it up. There she blows. So just like the other ones, we'll drag it up, jog it into place, and nail it down. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I hope I'm recording. Let's give you an update. Got 4 sheets of plywood on. We got the flashing up under those shingles about 6 inches. And we got the tar paper on top of the flashing up under the shingles about 4 inches, 3 inches. And got the plywood nailed down good, everything's square. Got the tar paper nailed down. Got another layer that's going to go up under here once we get this other sheets on, and we'll work on that little V shape. But my dad came over and helped me again, so I had to stop filming. But that was a great help because it was a little tricky getting that flashing and the tar paper up underneath that row of shingles there. Kept hanging up on stuff, so we used the same effect that we did when we put the plywood up under there. We had those little shim things, and that gave us something to slide underneath that kept us from jamming up too much. So we got her. That was something I've been dreaming bad about, how I'm going to get it in there and how I'm going to do it, and think about it over and over again until you finally get up there and do it. It's done now, so tomorrow he's going to come over and help again. We'll put the last 2 sheets here, and we'll take them 2x4s out of the way. Once we get the 2 sheets done and the tar paper done, and we'll start framing that up for that V shape. Leave a valley down to where that string is, and try to get a sheet of plywood on there and some tar paper. I don't know if we'll make it that far, but that's the plan. So just wanted to give you guys an update. Mr. Mufasa approves. So we just finished cleaning up and he left, and got her all dried in on the house side. I just got that temporarily stapled, the tar paper for now, because we gotta trim that plywood off and put the 1x2 on, the fascia board and the drip lip and all that mess. But that'll keep the wind from tearing it up. But it came out good, everything butted up nice. And over here we're going to put soffit in, and that other roof will be covering it. I will have a little dead wood, probably a long sliver shaped plywood to cover the end of where the soffit vent's going to be at, and the soffit, vinyl soffit that breathes. It's got all them little holes in it. So that'll be a little tricky framing all that out, but that's a small detail compared to this big room. So just want to give you guys an update. Made good progress today, and thanks for watching.